Good afternoon, everyone. Afternoon, Ms. Bridgewater.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Let's see, when is the SAP reset date?
May the 21st.
Okay, thank you. Get started as soon as courtroom 2 comes on with us.
I need to interview Mr. Gomez Murillo with the Spanish interpreter. So whenever we want to make that arrangement.
Good afternoon, Mr. Cook. It's my understanding that we had him on yesterday. He had another charge. And he was at, I believe, the Alpharetta jail.
Your Honor, if I may, that was a separate defendant.
Oh, that was a different person?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. We'll make him available, Mr. Cook, as soon as
Thank you.
we can.
Holly, what changed from the first calendar and the revised calendar? Because I printed them out together, so I don't know which one is which, to be honest.
I know position number 12 has 2 charges.
Number 12.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The first calendar was just 1, but a second
Okay.
has been added.
Okay. Cool. Yes. Okay.
Good afternoon. Who do we have in courtroom 1?
This is Mrs. Martinez. She needs Spanish interpreter.
What's the name again? I'm sorry.
Martinez.
Position number 11.
Thank you. And who represents Ms. Martinez?
Your Honor, she is a conflict. We reached out for a conflict attorney, but I'm not sure if we have one today again.
Your Honor, we do not have a conflict attorney for this afternoon.
Okay. Has Ms. Chansey returned? I know that she was going to step away for a moment. Are there other, I'm going to have to speak with her separate since we don't have a conflict attorney for Ms. Martinez. Do we have other people in courtroom 1 that need?
Position number 4, Mr. Gomez. Yes.
This is your client, Mr. Cook?
Yes, Elmer Gomez Murillo, yes.
Okay. Uh, I don't see Miss Chansey on with us right now. Am I missing her?
She's
here
logged
she
on
comes.
now.
Here she comes. Miss Chansey, are you with me? Miss Chansey? Okay.
Yes, Your Honor, sorry.
No
The
problem.
device didn't turn on.
Okay, let me go ahead and just get this out of the way. If you raise your right hand for me,
Yes, sir.
do you swear or affirm that you will translate from English to Spanish and Spanish to English to the best of your ability?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, thank you. Let's see if we can go ahead and put Miss Chansey and Mr. Cook in courtroom 1 into a breakout room, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And while we're doing that, courtroom 2, are we ready?
Yes, we're ready.
Okay, who do we have first?
We have Miss Lapidiera, position number 9.
I believe Miss LaPierre also has positions 7 and 8, all the theft by shoplifting.
Okay, and who's representing Miss?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay. Yes, good afternoon, ma'am. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. You have been charged in case 24 CR 002857H with theft by shoplifting, case 24 CR 002858H, theft by shoplifting, and 24 CR 002859H with theft by shoplifting. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
No, jail was direct.
Okay. Yes, Ms. McCockey.
Law
Afternoon.
enforcement, good afternoon, Your Honor. Law enforcement responded to the target at 1135 Woodstock Road in Roswell in reference to past shoplifting incidents. Loss prevention had identified the defendant who had entered the store multiple times from February to April and skipped scan items. On February 22nd, 2024, the defendant skipped scanned several pieces of jewelry and other miscellaneous items valued at $296.44. On March 2nd, 2024, the defendant skip scanned groceries, home, and beauty items valued at $217.38. Finally, on April 19th, 2024, the defendant skip scanned health and beauty items along with other miscellaneous items valued at $117.10 in total. The officer was given an itemized list of the total stolen items along with a flash drive with the defendant's picture and vehicle, and the defendant was subsequently identified by her license plate and driver's license. The state is recommending a $1,000 surety bond for each charge, making it a $3,000 total surety bond. Stay away from that target location and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 52 years old, and Your Honor, she has been here in Georgia for all her entire life. She is indeed a teacher. Last 27 years, she has been a teacher. She has a master's degree. We believe this is a simple mistake, and I believe that there was no intent of making any kind of theft. It was mere mistake. Some things were skipped for scanning. I believe that there was a clerk who should have helped. We would like to request for signature on bond through jail as she is recommended so. And that's all, Your Honor.
Okay. For each charge, it'll be a $2,000 signature bond through the jail. Makes for a total of a $6,000 signature bond through the jail. Stay away from the target on Woodstock Road and no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next, we can go to position number 12, Mr. Smith.
Mr. Smith is being transferred to the Superior Court. I had already filed down when we spoke to the victim who stated that she had her leg was broken as a result of the altercation with Mr. Smith. We are in the process of sending over that transfer order. The DA did accept.
Okay. I don't have any indication down here. Is there going to be a Riverside issue?
We can still do the hearing today.
Okay. Do you want to hold him till last, given the nature of the charge?
I'll refer to the PD.
We'll waive sounding. Or we can wait until the end.
We can waive sounding, but I'll still have to hear the facts, right?
Okay, Your Honor, yes, we should wait till the end then.
Okay. Can we take Mr. Smith last, please?
Yes, that's fine. Next, we can go to position number. We can actually. Position number 10, Mr. Mackey.
More. Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Mackey. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Mackey, you've been charged in case 24 CR 002854J with battery family violence. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
No, jail was direct.
Okay, Ms. Mokaki.
This is the dual arrest. The other arrestee is Ms. Martinez, position number 11, I believe.
Okay.
So the officer responded to a disturbance call at 2399 Parkland Drive Northeast in Atlanta. Upon arrival, he spoke with defendant Martinez, who stated that her and her fiance, defendant Mackey, were in a dispute which had turned physical. The couple had been living together for the past 2 months, had just broken the engagement about 2 days before the incident, and defendant Martinez had returned to the home to get her items. Defendant Martinez stated that defendant Mackey shoved her, which caused visible bruises on her arm and back, which the officer did observe. Defendant Mackey stated that during the dispute, defendant Martinez hit him on the forehead with an iron, which caused a visible bruise to his forehead. The state is recommending a signature bond through pretrial services, no further contact with defendant Martinez, 1-day anger management, no drugs, weapons, or alcohol. And I will defer to the court in regards to the stay away order. I do believe that defendant Martinez was returning to the home to get her items, so that does indicate that it is defendant Mackey's home, but I will again defer to the court.
Mr. Howard, does Ms. Martinez have a record or have a history?
No, jail was direct for that one too.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Ms. Atai, is this your case?
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 27 years old. He has lived in Georgia all his life. As you heard, this is his very first arrest. He is gainfully employed, working at the Omni Hotel and Marriott. We would ask for a signature bond through the jail, and we would object to a stay away. Not that a stay away wasn't requested, but it is his home, Your Honor, and she was moving out according to the warrant. I would ask for no further contact or no violent contact. I haven't been able to speak with her, of course. She's a co-defendant or a cross-defendant. So just a signature bond through the jail. I'll leave the contact up to you. I don't know what the complaining witness would like. And I would object to the 1-day anger awareness. This is his very first arrest. He's 27 years old. Nothing further.
It'll be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. one-day anger awareness, no further contact with Ms. Martinez, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Mackey.
Next, we can go to position number 13, Mr. Thornton. Thornton.
Good afternoon, Mr. Thornton. You've been charged in case 24 CR 002861G with theft by taking. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
24, 2021 Grand Theft Auto Hit and Run conviction. 2021 paid to appear. Another 2021 Grand Theft Auto conviction. 2021 trespass conviction. 2020 trespass shoplifting. 2015 fate to appear. And he got some violence from 2013.
Okay. It's my understanding that also Mr. Thornton is charged with failure to obey traffic device. Is that right, Mr. Walker or Ms. Melkaki?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. Yes, you can proceed.
So the officer who was providing security to the JR Crickets located at 129 North Avenue Northeast in Atlanta was notified that the defendant entered the establishment, grabbed some loose dollars inside the tip jar of Ms. Keena Jordan, and took off on foot. Upon stepping outside, the officer observed the defendant exiting the parking lot. The defendant stepped onto the crosswalk as the light for oncoming traffic illuminated green, and the officer had to stop traffic to catch up with the defendant, who picked up his pace when he noticed that the officer was pursuing him. Once they had safely crossed the street, the officer told the defendant to stop or he would be tased. Upon apprehension, the defendant had a single dollar bill clenched to his fist, and when asked where the rest of the money from the chip jar was, he stated that he had tossed it. We did have a chance to make contact with the victim, Ms. Keena Jordan, who stated that she does not know the defendant. She did confirm the events in the warrant, and she stated that she wasn't sure how much money was in her tip jar because she counts it at the end of her shift. The victim would like no further contact and is to stay away from the incident location. The state is recommending a $1,000 signature bond through the jail, no further contact with the victim, stay away from the incident location that JR Crickets located at 129 North Avenue Northeast, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol. At this point, I would like to sound for the victim, Ms. Keena Jordan, if she is on the Zoom.
Ms. Jordan is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity to do so. Any objections, Ms. Atayas, to any of the recommendations from the state?
No objections, Your Honor.
Okay. Does your client have a place to reside?
Yes, he does, Your Honor. He lives in Rex, Georgia with his brother.
Okay, so it'll be a $500 signature bond through the jail on each charge, makes for a total of $1,000 signature bond through the jail. No further contact with Ms. Jordan, stay away from that JR Crickets, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, sir.
Next, we can go to position number 3, Mr. Ferreria Isaiah.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Ferreria. You have been charged in case 24 CR 002851Y with criminal trespass and simple battery against a police officer. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
7. Last arrest was April 27th. VGCSA, unlawful for a person to purchase, possess. Felony obstruction, terrorist threats. That's 24 PI 002976. That's a pretrial case. I also got an open trespass simple battery. On probation for trespass, damage to property, 23 CR 005 319Y. Was arrested April 21st for the trespass conviction. And he got about 3 trespass arrests from last year and obstruction.
Okay. Mr. Graham, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This incident took place on May 6, 2024. Isaiah Ferreira was observed at the Exxon gas station located 1105 Holcomb Bridge Road in Roswell. The responding officer had personally issued a petty trespass citation to him previously and verbal warnings not to return to the property. As pretrial stated, Mr. Ferreira was arrested from the same property on April 21st. That arrest, Your Honor, he was referred to PAD. While escorting Mr. Ferreira to the holding cell on this incident, he spit on the officer's shoe. Your Honor, in addition to the 421 arrest that was a PAD referral, Mr. Ferreira was arrested on April 11th for trespass at the same location. He received he pled guilty to a plea offer on April 18th, and then was arrested again on April 21st, same location. I'm also showing an open case from an arrest on April 27th for possession of a Schedule I trespass and willful obstruction. The state is concerned, Your Honor, just based on the repetitive nature of the offenses, and he seems to just keep being in this area. The state is requesting a $1,000 surety bond, so that's $500 on each count. We're also asking for a social work visit, no further violent contact with Officer Hardegree. Of course, stay away from the Exxon, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. Aaron is only 22 years young. He graduated from high school in California, and he moved from California to Georgia for about 3 years ago. And Your Honor, a lot of things happened. His parents passed away, and his sister is no longer around him. So he's all by himself, residentially challenged. He does not have anybody support him. He's been homeless for almost 3 years, Your Honor. My heart kind of aches for him. So we definitely have no objection to a social worker visit. And he says that it was not his intention to spit on the officer. He was just spitting on him, but it just kind of happened to be falling upon his shoes accidentally. So we would like to request for a signature on bond through jail. And if Your Honor is not inclined to give him a signature on bond through jail, we ask for signature on bond through pretrial level, even though level 3, it is okay. Otherwise, he has no way to get out of the jail. Thank you.
Okay, I do want him to have a social worker visit, Ms. Kim, to assist him with housing. It appears that he was in PAD. I don't know if that is still an option for him. I'm going to give you the opportunity, Mr. Ferrer. You can't go back to that Exxon, okay? If you go back there and you come back before me again, I'll have no recourse but to give you a surety bond, and you'll be there until you resolve the matter. So I'm going to give you the opportunity. It'll be a $500 signature bond through the jail on each count, which makes for a total of $1,000 signature bond through the jail. I want you to have a social worker visit to help him with any necessity that he might need, Ms. Kim, whether it's anything to do with mental health or whether it has to do with housing. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond, no further violent contact with that officer, and stay away from that Exxon. Yes, Ms. Umberger.
Good afternoon, Judge. He is a PAD participant, and he is welcome to come and try the program. He just has to stay in communication with his care navigator. As long as he can do that, then we can work towards some goals here and get some things accomplished.
Okay, so I'm giving you that opportunity, Mr. Pereira, but only you can take it up. You know, you have people that are here that are willing to help you. But you're the one that has to take those steps and walk that path, okay? So I understand that you're going through some challenging times, but you know, if you'll work with Ms. Umberger, she'll work with you, okay? Good.
Thank you.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Can we do a breakout with Ms. Kim in position number 6? And Spanish interpreter?
Okay, are you ready for that, Ms. Kim?
Your Honor.
Okay, if we can place Ms. Kim, courtroom 1, and Ms. Chansey back into the breakout room, please. And Margaret,
We can go to position number 1, Mr. Brantley.
and who's representing Mr. Brantley?
That's Mr. Cook.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Brantley. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Brantley, you've been charged in case 24 CR 002849C with battery family violence. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
This is 8. On probation, possession of a firearm during the commission. 17 SC 155046. 2019 probation. 2018 FTA. 2017 possession of marijuana. And 2014 carrying a weapon within the school safety zone.
Mr. Graham?
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place on May 4th, 2024. Law enforcement responded to a domestic dispute at 4061 Fox Hunt Lane, Southwest in East Point. Brianna Ryan advised that a verbal argument with her boyfriend, Eugene Brantley, became physical when he slapped her in the face multiple times with an open hand, and then he bit her on the face. The officer did observe red bruising and swelling to Miss Ryan's face and bite marks on her forehead. Your Honor, based on the history, the state is recommending a $1,500 surety bond, 1-day anger awareness, no further contact with Brianna Ryan. We're asking for a stay away from 4061 Fox Hunt Lane address, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. I will state for the record, Your Honor, we have not been in touch with Miss Ryan, and if we can sound for her at this time in accordance with Marcy's law.
Honor, is out the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity to do so. Does not appear so, Mr. Graham. Mr. Cook?
Yeah, we would have no objection to the no further contact or the stay away. In terms of the bond, we have an interesting issue here. He was arrested on May 4th. Now, Riverside says you're supposed to be brought forth in 48 hours. I know sometimes people are saying 72. It's clearly 48. A warrant did issue the next day, but it was a warrantless arrest. I must tell you, I've been trying to research this all morning and afternoon, so I don't know exactly where that stands. But it was a warrantless arrest, and it's been past the 48 hours. Again, that doesn't meet any 72-hour issue, but it certainly meets the 48 hours that is required under Riverside. There was again a warrant issued the next day, but I cannot find a line of cases that would clarify that issue. But I just wanted to bring that to the court's attention.
I believe if there is a warrant, then it's 72 hours. Mr. Graham, do you have any input on this?
That's what I was going to add, Your Honors. From my understanding, case law says once a warrant has been issued, then that clock begins for Riverside. So if it was a warrantless arrest and there was no warrant, then we may have that issue. But the warrant itself corrects that time clock from expiring.
Okay, that would be my understanding also. Anything further, Mr. Cook?
Nothing further. Well, we would ask for a signature bond at whatever level the court deems appropriate, and we would object to the anger management class. My client does deny the allegations as stated in the warrant.
Okay. It will be $1,000 surety bond, no further contact with Miss Brianna Ryan, stay away from the Fox Hunt Lane address, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Brantley. Next.
Your Honor,
Yes.
Ms. Kim was hanging out in the breakout room. In the breakout room with them.
Oh,
We interviewed
okay.
yesterday, so we should be okay, Your Honor.
So you don't need to go into the breakout room, Ms. Kim?
I don't think so. He knows what's going on. We spoke about it yesterday.
Okay, so does that take care of everyone? Can we do the interpreter cases next?
We can
I
go ahead,
can't understand what you all are saying.
we can go ahead and do Mr. Cook claim. Because I think you all want to do him in the courtroom by himself. Come on, sir. Sir, good job.
So tell me who this is.
This is position number 4.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Gomez Murillo. I am Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Buenas tardes, señor Selmer Comen Murillo. Este es la sesión de causas estatales de trámite rápido a través de televideo. ¿Está de acuerdo con que tratemos su caso de este modo?
Sí.
Yes.
Thank you. You've been charged with driving under the influence of alcohol, less safe, and improper erratic lane change.
Usted tiene un cargo por manejar incapacitado por los efectos del alcohol y otro cargo por manejar de manera errática cambiándose de carril.
It's my understanding that this is Mr. Gomez Murillo's first arrest.
Entiendo que este es el primer arresto del señor Elmer Gómez Murillo.
Mr. Graham?
Señor Graham.
Thank you, Your Honor. On May 5th, 2024, Elmer Gomez Murillo was observed failing to maintain his lane while driving east on Willingham Drive.
El 5 de mayo del 2024 se lo vio a Elmer Gómez Murillo incapacitado de mantenerse dentro de su carril en, did you say Elmer Road? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Sorry, no problem. Willingham Drive.
Willingham Drive.
He did not acknowledge police blue lights or the siren. He did not stop until the patrol car pulled to the left of him.
Él ignoró las luces azules de la policía y no se detuvo hasta que el patrullero se colocó a la izquierda de su vehículo.
He was unable to stand on his own when being administered the horizontal gaze test.
Él no fue capaz de mantenerse parado por sí mismo y también se le dio el análisis de la mirada.
2 empty pints of Modelo beer were found on the floor in the rear of the vehicle.
Se le encontraron 2 envases de bebida alcohólica abierto en el piso, en el lado izquierdo de atrás del vehículo, en el interior.
Your Honor, the state's requesting a signature bond through pretrial services, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
Se pide una sentencia, se pide que una fianza bajo firma a través de los servicios previos al juicio y que quede prohibido el uso de drogas, alcohol y armas mientras esté bajo fianza.
Objection to any of that, Mr. Cook?
No objection, Your Honor.
¿Alguna objeción? No, su señoría.
Okay, so for the DUI less safe, it'll be a $1,500 signature bond through pretrial level 1. For the improper erratic lane change, a $500 signature bond through pretrial level 1 makes for a total of a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1.
La sentencia es porque por el cargo de manejar incapacitado por los efectos del alcohol, una fianza de $1.500 bajo firma a través de los servicios anteriores al juicio a un nivel 1, por el cargo de cambiarse de carril de manera errática, $500 de multa, una fianza bajo firma a través de los servicios previos al juicio con el nivel 1. El total es de $2.000 de fianza bajo firma a través de los servicios previos al juicio a un nivel 1.
No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
Y queda prohibido el uso de drogas, alcohol y armas mientras esté bajo fianza.
Good luck to you, sir.
Suerte, señor.
Okay, who do we have next?
We can go to position number 14. Mr. Tubman.
Good afternoon, Mr. Tutman. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Tutman, you've been charged in case 24 CR 002863E with battery family violence. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
11. 2021 battery, cruelty to children, trespass, family violence conviction. 2021 possession of a firearm by convicted felon. 2019 theft by taking conviction. 2010 ag assault conviction.
Ms. Milkaki?
Thank you, Your Honor. Officers responded to a call of domestic dispute at 1430 Aline Avenue Southwest. Upon arrival, officers spoke with the defendant who was standing outside of the home at the time. The defendant stated that his wife had accused him of infidelity, and that led to an argument that was interrupted by the children. The officer then spoke with Ms. McMath, who is the victim's mother, who stated that she had discovered that the defendant was cheating on her, and the defendant then accused her of cheating on him. Ms. McMath stated that the defendant tried to fight her. Her children entered the room, and the defendant grabbed her son, Kay McMath, when Kay McMath stepped in between them to defend his mother. Kay McMath stated that in addition to grabbing him, the defendant tried to swing a closed fist at both him and his mother. The officer observed a scratch on Kay McMath's neck. The officer did conduct a search of the police database and discovered a number of reports for verbal disputes between the defendant and Ms. McMath, but the current incident is the only report of a physical altercation. The state is recommending a $5,000 surety bond, stay away from the incident location, no further contact with the victim, no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. The victim in this case is a minor, but at this point, I would like to sound for the victim's mother, Ms. McMath, if she is on the Zoom.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon. If you would like to address the court, of course, you do not have to address the court, but if you would like to, I'll need for you to unmute yourself and I'll have to swear you in. If you raise your right hand for me, ma'am, do you swear the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can place your hand down and tell me your name, ma'am.
Tiffany McMahon.
Okay, what would you like to tell the court, ma'am?
A lot of what was said in the report was not true. I also have evidence as well as pictures due to things that happened that night. They also said that I said that my husband had attacked me. My husband did not attack me. I attacked him because I was not on any medication. I deal with a mental illness. So a couple of days after that, I was admitted into the hospital due to that situation. As well as my son is dealing with bipolar disorder, mood disorder, as well as post-traumatic stress disorder. So there's a lot of things that's going on. My husband is the breadwinner, the one that has to help me with my. I have two sons that actually have, and they mainly got it from me. So both of them, I have two sons that deals with mental health. He is the one that helps me with those.
Okay,
My
so,
son bust my door open. That's what happened. He didn't just come in. He bust my door open. And I also have pictures of all of that as well.
okay. So, Mr. Topman's your husband, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And, are you afraid of him?
No, sir, I'm not. My husband has
Okay.
never hit me ever in his life.
Okay. And do you wish for him to come back into the residence?
Yes, sir, I do. I need him back home.
Anything further, this afternoon, ma'am?
No, sir, that will be it.
All right, thank you for being here this afternoon. We
I
appreciate
would
it.
like to ask Ms. McMath a question.
Okay.
Are you the victim of the 2021 battery family violence? Were you involved in that? Are you the victim in that case?
Am I the victim? I wasn't a victim. The situation that you're talking about right now is with my son. My son did something that he's not supposed to in my household. I don't mean to be rude. We are firm when it comes to our kids. You have a lot of kids that's out here doing a whole lot of stuff. My 4 kids aren't even my husband's biological kids. So for him to come in our home and take care of 4, that's a big step for a man.
I understand. And just one more question. After the police officer left, did you go back outside and tell the police officer that your son had a mark on his neck from Mr. Tutman?
My son did, but my son is also known to be a manipulator as well as a liar, and I have proof of that as well. So,
all right. Thank you, Ms. McMath.
You're welcome.
Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, we would like to request for no further violent contact, and I wish we don't address any kind of MH issue, especially for minor KM. We want to protect his health and sensitive information, Your Honor. My client, Mr. Tutman, is 43 years old, and they live together, 4 children and parents, and I guess his mother-in-law reside together, and he is a sole breadwinner for the entire family. He is working really hard as a security guard, and also he does traffic control for lots of construction sites, which can be very dangerous, but he is glad to do for his children and his family members, Your Honor. We would like to request for a signature on bond through pretrial, whichever level you deem to be appropriate. I believe level 1 or 2 is appropriate, and $5,000 surety bond is way too harsh. He is still qualified for public defender services because of not only 4 children in the house, he still has another 6 children outside of the house as well. So total of 10 children that he is supporting. They are legally married, and my client also has a high school diploma. That's about it, Your Honor. Thank you.
Pre-trial level 1 for the judge. No further violent contact with the alleged victim. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Tutman. You also, Ms. McMath.
What's that bond amount?
$3,000 signature bond through pretrial.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome, Ms. Kim.
Next, we can go to position number 2, Mr. Clemson.
Good afternoon, Mr. Clemens. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that was conducted by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Clemens, you've been charged in case 24 CR 002850F with battery family violence. Is there a history, Mr. Howard?
1107 suspended license and 07 AMC charge.
Mr. Graham?
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place on August 26, 2023. Law enforcement responded to a physical dispute that occurred at 255 EMAD Court, that's IMAD Court in South Fulton. Officer met with victim Trakita Westfield at 3435 Roosevelt Highway in South Fulton. Miss Westfield advised that she had been attacked by her father, Mackenzie Clemens, and her aunt at the command of her grandmother. Mr. Clemens punched and kicked her in the head, neck, and back area. She fled to her mother's house, told the police that her father took a bag containing her handgun, her driver's license, and a few other items. She was unable to provide any details of the gun at the time. The officer did observe several bruises and scratches on her face, back, and neck, and a cut on the inside of her lip. Injuries that EMS confirmed were consistent with being attacked. Your Honor, there is some violent history further back in Mr. Clemens' record. And based on nature of this incident, the state is requesting a $1,500 surety bond. We're also going to ask for FVIP, no further contact with Trakita Westfield, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. Our office has not been in touch with her today, Your Honor, but if we can sound for Trakita Westfield at this time.
If Ms. Westfield is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. Mr. Cook?
Yes, Your Honor, my client is 50 years old, is gainfully employed at a DHL and has been for 3 years. He denies the allegations as stated in the warrant. However, he would have no problem with or we do not object to a no further contact. I don't know if a stay away was mentioned. That's all. The incident location is the home of my client's mother, and he is something of a caretaker. He needs to go by there and check on her from time to time. So we would like to avoid a stay away from that location, but we have no objection to a no contact provision in regard to the alleged victim. I don't know the last date. Well, I think it's been years. If I look at the pretrial information, I think it's been May 2007 since there was any brush with the law, and that was a suspended license. We would be asking, therefore, for a signature bond at whatever level the court deems appropriate.
Do you have anything further, Mr. Graham?
No, I was just going to clarify that the state did not request any stay away.
Okay, thank you.
It will be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further contact with Ms. Westfield. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Clemens.
Thank you.
Next, we go to position number 5, Mr. Harris.
Your Honor, as a prelude, this would have been my client. Mr. Harris has told me vehemently that he wishes to proceed pro se, and he said the same thing to the pad interviewers, that he wants to proceed on his own. So.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Cook. Good afternoon, Mr. Harris. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation calendar that we're conducting by video. We agree to have your case heard by video?
Yeah.
Thank you. Mr. Harris, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney present at these proceedings. We have offered to give you the services of a public defender today. It's my understanding that you wish to decline that offer and you wish to proceed pro se without the advice of an attorney. Is that correct?
Yeah, Sean.
Okay. Mr. Harris, you've been charged in case 24 CR 002853A with willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer and criminal trespass. It's my understanding that this is Mr. Harris's first arrest. Mr. Grant?
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place on May 6, 2024 at the Buffalo China restaurant located 461 Moreland Avenue in Atlanta. Jeremy Harris was asked to leave the restaurant multiple times by staff, which he refused to do. When the police arrived on the scene, he was irate, still asked to leave several times, and he still refused. Officers initiated an arrest and gave him lawful commands that he disregarded. and he resisted arrest before they were ultimately able to take him into custody. Your Honor, we understand this is Mr. Harris's first arrest. The state is requesting a signature bond for pretrial services. We'd also like to ask for a social worker visit, Your Honor. A stay away from the Buffalo China at 461 Moreland Avenue. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
What gives you the indication that a social worker visit is needed, Mr. Graham?
Your Honor, based on the facts in the warrant and the amount of times that he was asked to leave, the state feels that there may be some cause for concern and that he may benefit from a visit.
Okay, for each charge, it will be $1,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. Stay away from the Buffalo China. A social worker visit to assist in any way that they can, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Harris.
So I got that he's a resident of Richmond, Virginia. That's why the jail was the recommendation.
Okay. Mr. Harris, are you residing in Georgia at the present time?
Until June when I graduated from high school.
Okay, my question was, where do you live, Mr. Harris?
I'm going back to Richmond again in June.
Okay. As such, there will be a social worker visit. It'll be a $2,000 signature bond through the jail. Good luck to you, Mr. Harris.
Right.
Who do we have next?
We have the Spanish interpreter case and then position number 12.
We would like to request for the YouTube live stream to be stopped for my client, Mr. Juarez Gomez.
Okay. We still have we have 2 interpreter cases, don't we?
I think one was done,
Yeah.
Your Honor.
We have 2. We have 2.
Yeah, okay.
Well, we had 3 altogether, didn't we?
Yes.
Okay, and I want to see can I see is it Miss Martinez?
All right, here we go. Let's go. I'm gonna take this ball.
Okay, good afternoon, Ms. Martinez. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Okay, courtroom two, we cannot understand. Go forward. So you all just let me know when you're ready, so that we can adequately talk to Ms. Martinez. I
The
believe.
Spanish interpreter is
Okay, are we ready? All right, thank you. Let's see. Ms. Chancey, did you get that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Buenas tardes, señorita o señora Martínez. Yo soy el juez Eric Morrow y este es la audiencia de casos estatales de trámite rápido y estamos conduciendo esto de manera de teleaudiencia. ¿Está de acuerdo con que tratemos este caso así?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. I've already heard the facts of this case. Is there anything else that you needed to add to this, Ms. Mokaki?
No, Your Honor.
Señora Makaki, yo he escuchado los hechos de este caso. ¿Hay algo más que quiera agregar? La respuesta fue no.
Okay. And given that I've already heard the case, Ms. Martinez, we do not have an attorney here to represent you today, but given what I've heard, I'm going to give you a signature bond this afternoon.
Señora Martínez, esta audiencia, usted no está representada por un abogado, pero con respuesta a lo que he escuchado de su caso, le voy a otorgar una fianza bajo firma.
It will be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1.
va a ser una fianza de $2,000 bajo firma a través de los servicios previos al juicio en el nivel 1.
No further contact with Mr. Namir Mackey.
No tener más contacto alguno con el señor Namir Maki.
Stay away from the 2399 Parkland Drive address.
Y mantenerse alejada de la residencia del 2399 Parkway
Drive,
Drive,
Parkland Drive address.
Parkland Drive address, domicilio.
Okay, you can go back there on one occasion with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings that you might have there.
Usted puede volver a ese lugar solo una vez con un oficial de policía para retirar sus pertenencias personales.
No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
Queda prohibido el uso de drogas, alcohol y armas mientras usted esté bajo fianza.
Okay, do you have any questions for me?
¿Quiere hacer alguna pregunta?
Solo quería saber si él también va a salir.
I just wanted to know if he's also going to leave the residence.
I have not ordered him to leave the residence. It was my understanding that you were in the process of moving out when this alleged incident occurred.
Yo no he ordenado que él se retire de ahí porque entiendo que usted estaba en el proceso de mudarse cuando ocurrió este incidente.
Sí, entiendo eso. Ambos estábamos molestos, pero realmente no quisiera afectarlo a él. Las cosas ya pasaron, creo que los dos ya aprendimos, entonces no pienso volver con él, pero no sé si él puede salir también.
I really wouldn't like to affect his life. We did get angry with each other, but actually we are already okay. And I don't know if it will be beneficial for him to leave too.
Okay, well, he was not ordered to leave, but you all are ordered to not have any further contact with each other at the present time.
Él no se le ha ordenado salir de ahí, pero a usted se le ordena no tener ningún contacto con él en este momento.
Good luck to you, ma'am.
Mucha suerte, señora. Your Honor, could I have the case number, please?
Yes, that was position number 11, case number 24 CR 002855J.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Who do we have next?
It's empty, so we can do position number 12. That's
Okay, so